What's up, everyone? We got some good, thought-provoking, wild theories today. Um, Hopefully, you all are doing well. We about to get right to it.
Look at Michael J. White in the back, right? Watch this, guys. As he's walking, Michael J. White is gone. Where did he go? Where did he go? You know where he went. He's Raphael. Shh. Shut up! We got you now. Pay attention. What are they trying to tell us here, guys? They got a human mask in their hand. You see, they've been showing us, you mother. Shh. Shut up! Listen, I ain't saying nothing. You see it for yourself, guys. What does this mean? What are they trying to tell us here? Shh. Don't you even say it. Well. What does that mean, guys? Why in that cartoon did they show us that they were putting masks on? Shh. Shut up! This is what people are saying, guys. All right? What does that mean? People are saying that they used to wear those masks to come up on the surface and walk around and blend in with people. That's what they said. Oh, it's too late now, Ninja Turtles. We got you. Shh. Shut up! It's not a game, guys. I told you about this. And people have brought this to my attention. I knew it. So what does this really mean? You know what it means. You know what it means. And remember, guys, remember what I told you in the last video about this. Remember. Shh. Also, remember that this is for entertainment purposes only. And I'm just playing around, guys. This was my favorite movie. And I miss this movie a lot. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think about this.
I think everything, some people put subliminal messages within movies, books, and it's up to the seekers to figure it out. It's a lot of things I see in there. Like, if you remember the one lady, her last name start with a C. She ran for the presidency. She had them emails that leaked. The last word of this 2-word situation, gate, it could be, talking about that, because if you know the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle theory that they came out and said, there's some wild stuff behind that one. So do your own research. You got to seek the truth to find the truth. But who knows what's going on there? A lot of people wear masks, literally and metaphorically.
Time. Well, then, if this is not the end of the world, what is? And he said many people have asked him, you could see so far in the future, how far can you see? He said, I can see to the end of the world, but not the end of time. He saw the world being destroyed when the sun went supernova. And when it would supernova, it would blast out all this heat, and the earth would be incinerated. But he said, you don't have to worry about it. That's so far in the future that when it does occur, there will be no people on earth. They will have long since gone somewhere else. So you don't have to worry about it, but he could see how it was going to end.
It's a great movie, by the way. A lot of subliminal messages within. It'd be nice if they made a remake. Like a Stephen King. Some of them directors should team up, like a Stephen King. What's the other dude? Get a Ryan Coogler. I think he'd do well with something like this. Oh, Steven Spielberg. I believe they had glasses like that can see layers.
Former president of the United States is Yolanda King. She's the best president the United States has ever seen. There is a single digital currency used by the entire world. There is no cash in the future. In 2033, an AI known as The Light was released. It is in every electronic device, and anyone can talk with it, and it will answer any question. This AI puts the world into a state of peace and prosperity. In 2036, there are avatars that will allow you to occupy a robotic body with your mind and travel anywhere in the world with superhuman abilities while your real body is safe. When you walk down the street, there are more robot avatars than people. Overpopulation becomes.
I could see that. I think that was like a Black Mirror episode. But I could see a lot of people that don't want to go through the trouble of, possibly working out, or you ain't certain height, weight that you struggle with, or looks. You just create this avatar like the movie, and you hop in there. And I understand it. I think it's a good and bad things will come from that, but at the end of the day, each his own. You got to live life how you want to live it.
A huge problem in the late 2030s.
The box, and this is in it, and it has some very KKK's cross. Fucking, this was in my box of Velveeta.
So I'll admit, when I first saw that video, I took it with a grain of salt. But upon doing some further research, this is something that's happening very frequently. So all across Pennsylvania for the past few months, people have been finding these bizarre, cryptic, conspiracy-laden notes packaged with their food or other home good items. Someone found one of these notes in a Belvita box. The person at the beginning found theirs in a Velveeta box. And they've been found in dog food containers, pasta, cake mix, candy, and cookies. Whoever's putting these notes in these boxes has access to a lot of food. Now, obviously, whatever this person is putting on these notes is coded in some way. I haven't really found anybody that's been able to decipher what this note actually means, but it's incredibly offensive and incredibly bizarre, making references to a number of disturbing topics. It really is a mystery. Who has access to this much food? Who's bringing these notes in, and who's putting them in boxes? Obviously, whatever this person has tried to do by spreading this message has worked, because their message is now blasted all over social media, whatever that message is. But I really hope that they can find who's doing this and question them, because, I don't know, it's kind of concerning that this person's able to put this sort of a thing in food. Who knows what else this person could add into food products, especially if they have this sort of access.
And not in the Hollywood fireballs and explosions way. No, they believe something far stranger happened. That reality itself shifted, and there is a good reason to believe so. The Mayan calendar didn't mark the end of the planet, it marked the end of the timeline we knew. Think about it. Since 2012, doesn't the world feel off? Time feels faster. Memories don't match. Small details, brands, movie lines, even history itself have changed. People call it the Mandela effect. I call it leakage. Some believe CERN, in their hunt for the God particle, didn't just smash atoms, but smashed reality. They tore a tiny hole in the fabric of existence, and we slipped into a copy. A copy that looks the same, but isn't. That's why the world feels less real, more chaotic, more artificial. That's why every year since then feels like a fever dream. Maybe the original Earth is gone. Maybe we're the ghosts now, drifting through a simulation built to keep us calm. But the cracks are showing, and the more you notice them, the more unstable this fake world becomes. So go ahead, tell yourself 2012 was just another year, but deep down, you know something changed.
What if something came through? Like, I'll give you a prime example. Like on Baki, right? For those that know Baki. You know how his dad really runs stuff, and his dad be sitting down with the president saying stuff and making things how he wanted to be, giving orders, deciding. What if some being came through and that's what's going on? Is really manipulating things behind the scene. So that's why things so chaotic. It's telling people what to do and how to do it. Who knows? Playing around with things, or shoot. God forbid they open up some stuff like From the Mist. You don't need that.
This is just a theory.
I'm convinced that Leonardo da Vinci was trying to warn us about reptilians.
Watch this.
One of the world's most famous paintings, The Virgin and Child by Leonardo da Vinci, might contain a hidden
He was
message.
trying to tell us something, y'all.
Not just a religious scene, but something much bigger.
That's an alien.
Some researchers claim that Leonardo embedded the image of an extraterrestrial being within the shadows and shapes of the painting.
Yep.
A creature you can only see if you look very closely, or maybe one that was never meant to be seen at all.
He was trying to warn us,
Because
y'all.
Leonardo wasn't just an artist, he was a visionary, a thinker, obsessed with the hidden and the mystical. Did he leave behind a secret that's only being uncovered now? And if so, what was he?
Leonardo da Vinci was a legitimate genius, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that he would try to leave us a coded message hidden within one of his paintings. The image hidden within the painting looks exactly like what we think a reptilian looks like. As always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Stay
Monarch. It's the theory that victims, often from childhood, often celebrities, were subjected to extreme physical and psychological trauma to induce a dissociative identity disorder, creating personalities that could be programmed to perform specific tasks. They say that it could be celebs like Paris Hilton, Anna Nicole Smith, Amanda Bynes, Britney Spears. Paris Hilton has spoken out about the fact that she was basically kidnapped and brought to a reform school and terrorized and abused and traumatized.
You're in a studio, maybe in Omaha, Nebraska or something. The shot is so clear. Is this a hoax? Are you really in space still?
See the hair? See the hair?
Oh yeah, we see your hair, and we can totally see the hairspray that is quite obviously in your hair. But that's not even the worst part of this video. Now keep your eyes right here. He obviously...
Should her hair be more flowy? Like, if there's no gravity, it's just flow? Like, I don't know. You know, I'm not going to say I'm an expert in things, but I do pay attention. And them NASA people be strange.
He pulls on something, a wire harness, something. And then there's this guy who's handling something invisible and then putting it on the shelf where it's obviously supposed to go. And then there's this guy who's just casually floating back and forth just to show we're in space in case you forgot. And then we have this guy here. It's the incredible disappearing astronaut. What just happened there? Now this astronaut is looking like he's trying to demonstrate something, so he goes to pull out a screw and drops it.
Cut the feed, cut the feed.
And here we have Tom Cruise in the first Mission Impossible movie wearing a harness. Oh no, it's just an astronaut wearing a harness. Check this one out. This dude totally gets his leg stuck. Look right there. Here, I had to show it again. Look at that. Now, we all know that they do actually train astronauts underwater to mimic what it's like to be in outer space.
I have this theory, and I could be wrong, but part of me think it's not even a vacuum, a lack of matter in space, but what if it's actual water in space? That could explain some of them weird creatures we've been seeing in the sky, like the little squid, dark stuff, the orbs. What if that's actually come from this liquid like water material floating around us? Who knows? I'm just saying. Could be wrong.
But in this next footage here, it's supposed to be a spacewalk, when you can clearly see in the reflection what looks to be a scuba diver taking the video.
The Freemasons conspiracy theory. So there's hundreds of theories about the Freemasons and their secret society. Most of these theories fall into three categories that, to summarize, are political, that they control the government somehow, religious, that they are anti-Christian or even satanic, and cultural, that they manipulate popular culture. Not saying all these are true, but what do you guys think?
Blowing up online claiming NASA knows Earth will lose gravity for 7 seconds on August 12, 2026, part of a top secret project called Project Anchor. According to the claim, the event would be triggered by an intersection of two two distant black hole events, causing a gravitational anomaly, something NASA detected years ago. The report goes on to say the government has been spending the last 5 years quietly preparing, building underground bunkers for essential personnel only. The report claims in the first 2 seconds, everything not secure will begin to float. In the next 3 to 4 seconds, objects will rise between 65 and 100 feet. And between 5 and 6 seconds, panic and chaos will ensue. After 7 seconds, gravity will return, everything will fall, and casualties will be in the 40 millions. But here's the reality. There is no NASA project called Project Anchor. No documents, no briefings, no scientists backing it up. Gravity doesn't switch off. For that to happen, Earth's mass or space-time itself would need to change. And if that were possible, we wouldn't be talking about flying furniture. We'd be talking about planetary disaster. So why August 12th, 2026? Because that's the date of a real total solar eclipse. Viral hoaxes love attaching themselves to real astronomical events to sound credible. This story
I do agree. I think some people create, well, you are creating chaos through these conspiracy theories that you're making up to get views, dollars, whatever it may be for you. The attention that comes from it. That's why I'm gonna tell you what I think and how it is. I'm not gonna sit up here and try to fabricate something to just push a message that may push me into the mainstream of people's social medias. And I'm cool on that. If whatever happens, I'm genuine, honest, and a loyal guy. Very loving, passionate. I just don't have time for certain stuff. And the negative stuff that comes with lying is just not it. That's why a lot of frauds get exposed eventually.
story has all the classic red flags: a secret project name, an exact timestamp, a massive death toll, no verifiable source. It's not a leak, it's a template. So no, gravity isn't disappearing in 2026. But the speed at which fear spreads online, that part is very real. Make sure to subscribe to Mostly True Alien Stories on YouTube. Until then, is this a mostly true alien story or not?
In this video, I'm pretty sure a UFO tried to abduct a black bear. That's pretty weird. I know usually you hear stories about people who get abducted and things like that, but I cannot explain this. This video comes out of my hometown. I know the guy who has the video. He captured it on a trail camera at his house. Maybe there's a logical explanation. I kind of hope there is, but I've yet to figure out what it might be. Just to set the scene for you guys, this trail camera is behind his house. You'll be able to see the hillside, which is on the right. His house is on the...
Tried looking for the footage. I couldn't find it. I'm gonna keep searching. Maybe it's out there somewhere, but you never know. Like I say, it's a good story, though.
There is no spotlight. There is no kind of street light or anything that could do this. He even contacted the Department of Fish and Wildlife, and they said they were not in the area. I don't know what this is. Check this out. Let me know in the comments what you think. Could this be a UFO tracking a black bear? Watch closely as the bear walks around the side of the mountain.
I tried to like find more, like, you know, maybe it's a longer cam footage. I couldn't find anything, me personally. So, because, you know, a lot of times if you do more research, you could see who posted it, and you look at their page long enough, you could just tell, like, okay, is this guy a genuine guy, or is this guy make up things, you know? Because some people, especially those that use a lot of AI, they probably just looking for some attention. Only thing I see, like,
Listen,
where was the levitation tractor beam pulling in this black bear? It could have just been his floodlight, you know? He could have had something going on. I don't know. Like, see, like I said, I think we just in a time of a lot of like fraud, misdirection. It's a lot of illusion going on.
the vast majority of people on your timeline, they're not following you, they're monitoring you. They don't like your energy. They don't support your path, but they keep you on their damn screen like a spiritual security camera. That's not support, that's surveillance. So when
To piggyback off of that real quick, I was talking to one of my buddies about that. Like, I think some people, they are spectators, right? And some people, they only want to support you until they see the bandwagon that they can hop on. You know, that's really what I think some of them are too. They don't want to support you when you at the, they want to be the ones to support you when you actually doing something, because then in turn they in the way they live vicariously through you through the attention. You know, like you make a good comment somewhere. Like I made a comment on Antonio Tarver's post boxing, right? The post got 500 plus likes. That do something for certain people, you know. So in turn, you ain't enough to where they could get a reflection of that attention, you know? And that's what I really think it boils down to. Like, if you go back to when Steph Curry, like I was supporting Steph Curry when he was with Nike, before he even blew up. People were saying his ankles was bad. I remember the whole thing, right? And really what catapulted Steph Curry was that New York game when he dropped, like, I believe 50 in the Garden. And I'd be like, man, people really don't support you until they see you have the true, your potential will be a reality. That's when they gonna support you. They don't care about all the hard work, all that fluff in the beginning. Once they see it could be a reality, they gonna hop on the bandwagon.
people follow your content with irritation instead of inspiration, they're feeding off competition, not connection. So if they follow you and they never celebrate you, they never share nothing, they never uplift, they never like nothing, they're not in your community, they're actually your opposition. So this is why they watch every damn thing that you do in hopes of you failing. Because when you're chosen, you're going to attract observers before you attract allies. Because
absolutely, that's why for me, apologies, but like if I see somebody post and I like it, I'm gonna comment, because I see that a lot. People will like, save the post, but you don't comment. You don't, even a little emoji will do something for someone, but nobody comment. This man got 50 likes and no comments. I'm like, that's wild. Like, a lot of spectating on. Actually engage. Give the person some encouragement, regardless of what you may look like. I'm gonna uplift you. I want you to feel good. I want you, because I know at the end of the day you putting something out because you want to be regarded. You want to feel, you know, loved, appreciated, value for the content. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna treat those how I want to be treated, plain and simple.
light doesn't just guide you, it also exposes your motherfucking ops. That's why when you're chosen, you can't fuck with everybody, because too many connections are gonna make your modem crash. So that's why you gotta manifest quietly, because you never heard a tree grow. You never heard nothing in nature grow. Everything is done quietly. Before they attack you, they scrutinize everything that you do. So that's why I keep telling people, when you leveling up, that circle is gonna get smaller and smaller. Why? Because authentic people don't fit in society. Those are the chosen ones.
Circles, one person.
What if I
well,
told
two people
you that right now, as you're listening to this, all possible futures are converging into one inevitable timeline? The past, or that the past, I think, yeah, that past a certain point in history, specifically about 2012, our individual choices stopped mattering. And it's because basically we're all heading toward the same destination, regardless of what path we take. This isn't some mystical prediction or wishful thinking. This is information that came from the highest levels of power, from people with access to technology that could literally see into future timelines. And what they discovered sent them into an absolute panic because for the first time ever, their history of manipulation and control that they've been propagating on us, they realized that they had lost their ability to steer humanity's future. Okay, so imagine having control over humanity and then losing it. And that's what we're in the process of right now. So from their perspective, the game was over, and they knew it. In 2012, a former Navy SEAL came forward with information about elite groups who had access to what's called Looking Glass. You can Google that one. And this technology was advanced systems that could predict future outcomes based on current decisions and scenarios. These,
like, in another theory I have, like with ghosts, what if ghosts is just like a psycho energy, right? resonance that's left behind from a person either being in the area so long or a traumatic situation. It leaves resonance of a person. So sometimes that's why, depending on the issues, you might have cabinets fly open. What if it was a woman getting abused, a child getting abused, even a man getting abused? But what if that's what sometime that is? Tell me your thoughts down below.
These weren't just computer models, they were quantum level prediction systems that could map probability timelines. But something unprecedented happened when they tried to map futures.
What you're looking at in this footage right here is leak recorded from a creature, a planet Serpo. Now, for those of you who don't know what Serpo is a planet that the beings called the Ebens come from. Now, they was a part of an alien exchange program with the United States where they sent astronauts to their planet to live for 10 years. Now, while they was there, they recorded this creature. Now, when their food supply ran out, this creature was a creature that they had to eat. So for those of you that don't know, research Project Serpo, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
You are witnessing a new world order, which has been spoken about for decades, all leading many sources to 2026. Don't shoot the messenger, but if you want to understand exactly what's happening here, this is the video for you. Because I've been studying this since 2011, and all sources are leading to the same exact time. And especially what's happening in the earth right now with America, Greenland, Mexico, Venezuela, Cuba, Iran, shut up, and maybe the not so random civil unrest. And if you didn't catch the president's talk today, I've warned of that for almost a year. But first, let's talk about the military movement. We'll get back to the first time doomsday plane in 50 years and also the C-5 Galaxy. On top of threatening Mexico with land strikes that will happen, on top of the Venezuelan situation, we also have Iran being overthrown. But what you may not know is right when they cut all the internet, that's when the shots started to ring out. And now we have a Globemaster being sent over to the Middle East from Europe, as well as the doomsday plane that just touched down for the first time in 50 years. Which his first stop was in Los Angeles. Now we have the C-5M, meant for moving a whole lot of troops, maybe some tanks and other heavy-duty stuff. We'll come right back to this because we also have people stepping up saying people should take things with them to these protests. Things, you get it? And whether high-up military insiders or was he a rapper, all talking about the year 2026, that they were told from higher-ups 2026 is the year everything goes down. But did you hear what was said about Greenland today? We'll take it the easy way or we'll do it the hard way. And it looks like NATO is going to be pushing back at the United States over this.
I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
Do y'all see what's happening in the earth? They have you set up in two camps. Meanwhile, you completely overlook the entire world being overthrown. But he's not the biggest guy doing it. See, it doesn't matter who sits in this chair, it's the interest behind the chair, behind the Supreme Court. Now, almost a year ago, before the Venezuela stuff even got close to remotely happening, I showed you guys about this new deal with Chevron. Go back and check the timestamp of my old videos covering all of this stuff. I know this stuff because I researched this stuff, not because I watched somebody else say it. Chevron granted restricted U.S. license to operate in Venezuela, 2025, July 30th. Fast forward to now, he's meeting with the oil execs. Marco Rubio hands him a paper. It's about letting Chevron talk.
Very well, Marco just gave me a note. Go back to Chevron.
Are you understanding now what's happening? Now we have crazy civil unrest. It started with Venezuela, and now it's going to be Mexico and also the ICE. Half the politicians are saying to resist ICE and go against the federal government while doing hand signs, and political pundits are urging those on the other side to stand up against them as well. Here's the crazy part. I
wonder if them hand signs like, hey, this what we stand for. Hey, don't do nothing to me. I'm playing the game. Just playing the game.
I told y'all from the very first day it happened that she shouldn't have been there. Now it comes out that she was a lead organizer of these things and she had just moved there. These protests and these soon-to-be riots are coming worse and worse every single night. Here it was, I believe, the sheriff of Philadelphia telling everyone that they're not a real, ICE is not a real organization. I have since received more information on a letter from USPS warning their employees that even the long-staying employees said the last time this even happened was 2020. And it's specifically for civil unrest, the same thing I told you yesterday. There's a reason there are agents in every state in the country. And a lot of y'all know what that is. And we're not even at the start of this. Wait for part 2.
Wow. Hopefully, y'all like the vids on today. Hopefully it's thought provoking for you and made you think. And you was entertained mostly. But other than that, catch you beautiful people next time. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, comment your thoughts below.